Well, hello there, it's Kriint and welcome to another speed build. As you can see, this is going to be a long one, 25 minutes, so sit back, relax, grab a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, a glass of brandy, I don't know, whatever you're drinking, and let's do this together. So, we have a house this time, and it's been a while since I've done a house. Which you can clearly tell why. A 25-minute video. To build this, it took me 13 hours. I checked the videos and I'm like, wait, like the recordings, I'm like, wait, really right now? I took this long to build a single house. Are we for real? But yeah, the reason why I decided to do a house was I got a message on Twitter from a girl. Let's find her name. Simmer Feliz. She tweets in Spanish, so I don't really understand shit. But yeah, she messaged me on Twitter and she said, hey, can I do a review video on your Brindleton-based save file? And I'm like, wait, for real? Well, first things first, how nice of her to ask, right? Like, I didn't expect anyone to ask. I'm glad whenever someone, like, uses my builds, and I love seeing that stuff. But, like, asking permission, I was like, really? And that got me really excited. I'm like, okay, sure, but like, keep in mind, this is old. It's like, I really love the builds. I'm like, oh, people like my houses. I was so shocked and so flattered. It was unreal. And that got me thinking, wait, this can't be for real. I went and checked the Brindleton-based save file because I've done that so long ago. I don't even recall. I remember getting a strike on YouTube because of the video. I'll maybe link it in the eye. But I remember getting a strike for it, and I was like, why? Why? And I was just messaging YouTube, and I was like, why did you give me a strike? This video, I did that and that and that. I didn't use keywords because, like, it was listing all the reasons you might get a strike. And I was so upset and so sad because it took me forever to create this video. But yeah. Anyways, I was taking that video and I saw it had 2,000 views and I'm like, huh? What? I was so confused and that got me really inspired. Like, people actually like my builds. This is not a joke. And I went ahead and checked, what other word is close to finishing, because I have a specific save file in the game that I'm calling rebuilding every word, something like that. And I'm very far away from finishing most of the words because lately, if you go through my channel, you will see that all of my videos are either small houses, the largest one that I've done is 30 by 20, or like stupid houses or community lots. We have this theme. And I checked and I saw on Gimmerbrook, Realm of Magic World, I haven't built like one lot apart from like the Magic Academy, which I definitely want to do. And it was this lot. The entire world has 30 by 20 lots, I think, if I'm not mistaken, and this was the only 40 by 30. So you can literally tell that I was avoiding it. And I was like, you know what? Let's build this, because I was already feeling like doing something that's not very summery, so obviously like it's autumn, I wanted to do something more cozy, if that makes sense. And I go to the lot and I'm like, how do I build a house? Help? What is layout? How do you do houses? I didn't know. It felt like rediscovering fire. And I was like, okay, this cannot be this hard. All I used to do was build houses. What is wrong with me? Why is this currently like so hard all of a sudden? And I went back and I'm like, okay, when is the last normal house that I built? And it was 10 months ago. 10 months ago, like apart from all the tiny ones that I've been doing recently, like if you ignore those. It was 10 months ago and it was again on Gimmerbrook, and I'm like, oh, well, this makes a lot of sense. And I'm like, okay, when it's the last 40 by 30 house that I've done, and it was back on August 2019, I'm like, this cannot be real. It's been so long since I built a normal house that my brain was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to tell you. You don't get this anymore. So I went ahead and I didn't know how I wanted to do the exterior, like taking pictures every 7 minutes or taking pictures every 3 minutes. I decided to go with 3, but I completely forgot to do the back. But I'm really proud of the back of the house. You will see it later on in the end of the video. So I tried to find inspiration from various pictures that were Victorian houses or tower houses, and I reached the point on the exterior, I'm like, I'm trying too hard, I don't know, this doesn't work. This really doesn't work. But I decided, you know what? It looks too complicated, and I still will give myself that. It still looks too complicated, but somehow it kind of works. But like, I then went inside, I'm like, okay, layout time. And I lost it. I'm like, this makes zero sense. This is not a normal house. What the freak am I doing? And truth be told, I went to the gallery a lot to see what other people did in this specific lot. And I saw a lot of them doing like houses on hills, surrounded by flowers and trees. And that is when I think the house started getting a shape and surrounded by flowers. And all of these plants from the debug menu, the university debug, which I think looks really great. And then I rotated them using the tool mode, and I was really happy. I'm proud of the exterior, but I still think it looks too complicated. Like, I clearly tried too hard because I had no idea what I was doing. Now on the interior, I struggled with a layout. I wanted to have at least 3 bedrooms. I managed to fit 4. We have 1 more extra bedroom on the right wing of the house, where most of the towers are. This house has 3 towers, like you will see them, and I had so much trouble deciding what goes to the towers. But I was like, okay, that's a problem for a different day. Let's see, how do we furnish it? And I've been doing rooms here and there, so it's not like I was completely set off from doing interior. I had some more recent experience, if you will. But I went inside, I'm like, how do you decorate this house? Because obviously, if you look on the exterior, it doesn't have a specific architecture. You don't look at it and you say, yeah, of course, this is like, okay, forgot all the architectural styles. I don't know, like a craftsman house, makes sense, yeah. You look at it and you're like, what the fuck is that? So when in the interior, I don't know, I used a mix of different things. I think you will notice a lot of Victorian aesthetic and inspiration, some traditional house things, and then you will see a lot of golden details and kind of like stuff from university, because I feel like it kind of matched with, I want to say this house on the exterior looks very elegant in a way, because you have the specific brick, the windows have golden accents, and I used the rags from Get Famous as wall accents, like decor, which I really liked. And like, I don't think the interior has a specific style, which is why it took me forever to actually decorate. I was like, what the freak should I do? I don't know. Help. But I set a goal. After I was done with the kids, I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. The kids troubled me so much. Like, it was unreal. Because obviously it was the first room that I did. And I was really sure that obviously the first room you do kinda sets the theme for the entire house, and I wasn't sure exactly what the theme should be. And like, how do you match this specific wood, which is, I'm not even gonna try what wood it is, but like kinda a brown red wood, because you need to have like similar wood colors, and we don't have a lot of this wood color apart from island living, which you will see I used on the tiles, or I guess the hardwood floor. And I'm like, okay, I definitely need another wood color, which I went with beige. You will see a lot of beige all around the house and the kitchen. I was like, I don't know what am I supposed to do. I wanted green because like it contrasts well, the brownish red wood with a green. It works really well because they're not complementary, opposite colors, I think. And I really tried like to find something like that. I was like, I completely forgot that we've gotten cupboards with vampires. I'm like, okay, that works. Which made me actually use a lot of items from vampires. But yeah, it really set the whole tone for the house. I went with a lot of beige details and beige and white hoods, a lot of green accent pieces. You will see a lot of them. I actually used some stuff from the Star Wars pack. I don't even know the name, so I'm just calling it Star Wars pack, whatever. And I think it really works actually really well. The main house has 3 rooms. This is the master bedroom, and we have like the toddler bedroom and the kids bedroom, which I really like. Each of them has its own separate bathroom, and on top of it we have like the attic, which I was really happy with. I didn't know what I wanted to do with the attic, so I was like, what do you do with attics? Of course I had to have a storage space because that makes sense, but like what else? And I decided because the living room, I feel like it's kind of formal. I really like what I've done with the living room. I'm really proud of it. You will see it again in the screenshots. Really, really happy. How I made like that TV stand. You will see it if you didn't really notice. But yeah, I was like, it kind of looks very formal, so I decided to go like with a chill movie room, which I was pretty happy with. You will see all over the house, okay. Making the shape was hard. Making the layout was really hard. But like, roofing? Oh my god. Like, what the freak am I doing here? It took forever to find a proper roof technique that actually works. And you will see in some spaces, like for example in the master bathroom, you will see like the roof intersects. And there is nothing I can do about it. Like, it's just like that. And I hate it. Like, I was so mad. Because obviously this is a very large bathroom and I could have done so many things. But like, that roof really annoyed me. I'm like, god damn you, Sims. Why? But yeah. You know what? I decided to say, whatever. It's there. I can't do anything about it. Let's just move on and completely ignore it. Also, I used a lot of plants. I don't know, I really like those hanging plants, and I think they added some greenery to the house. They were super simple. They are my favorite thing from the Nifty Knitting Stuff Box. So I was like, hell yeah. What else? Oh yeah, we're moving now to the upstairs, the attic area. I completely cut everything that had to do with the attic, like this storage space. You didn't really want to see it. It wasn't that interesting. I think I did some like smart techniques, if you will, making the wreaths kind of look like they're hanging. I saw that on like organization Pinterest side and I liked it, so I was like, let's keep that. That kind of works. But yeah, this was the only smart thing that I did in that area. So like, it's not worth it. It took me forever using the tool mode to place them. Like, whatever. So we have 3 towers. This is the first one on the left side of your screen. I wanted that to be an art studio. For I don't know what reason, but because we had the hanging lights in some rooms, it kind of gave me a boho vibe. So I was like, yes, art studio. But obviously, like, this is a very tiny room, so I couldn't fit everything. I wanted this part down there to be an art studio, and the top I wanted it to be an observatory. But I couldn't really fit the observatory, so the sim would go there, and like the little, I don't know, eye thing, if you will, would pop out of the roof. It really didn't work the way that I wanted it, and I still freaking hate the fact that we don't have a normal telescope. Like, why does it have to be tanky? I get it, they didn't have to animate anything back on base game, but like, it's been what, 6 years now? Yes, it just had the 6-year anniversary, but we didn't got like any celebrations from the Sims team. So yeah, I was like, so much like, come on. And I remember Nifty Knitting, one of the other pack suggestions was I want to say geek pack, which was like with stars and stuff like that. I was like, oh, yes, this was my favorite, because as a kid I loved stars. I wanted to be like an astronomer, and I really loved it. Then I figured out what astronomers did. Like, I used to study applied math, and I'm like, I'm just gonna study applied math, and then I will transfer to more of a astronomy section, like in physics, which makes sense, and it's math, all that. And I'm like, I hate it. I hate it. Like, that's too much math. Even though I was always good in math, I was like, no, hell no, I'm not doing that. I hate it. This is not like just going stargazing and seeing the stars. No, big no. So yeah, I didn't do that. So we moved to the second. I want to say, like, this house is kind of like divided in parts. You have the main house, and for me, this is kind of the guest house / magic house, because you won't see a lot of magic stuff in the main house other than the lights. That is it. So I wanted this house to be more open to magic and use more magical items. You will notice, like, we have a lot of stuff. This is where 2 of the towers are, and I decided I wanted, this is the guest bedroom, by the way. I don't know, I kind of imagined it as a grandmother's bedroom. You won't see it, like, it doesn't have much of a grandma style. It more matches the rest of the house, but like, this is what I felt like it would make sense. But yeah, we have 2 towers on this side, and one tower has 3 levels, I think, and I decided to make like a library. So on the bottom level you have 4 bookcases, on the middle you have a rocking chair, and then on the top you have bookcases and rocking chair, which, like, I think it would be cool to like go with your Sims there to study magic stuff, and I really liked it. It's like, oh hell yeah, I was so happy with that, so happy. You'll see it a bit later. This is the desk area, or I guess the office. I mean, a house this big really needs to have an office. It's not that big of a house, like a 40 by 30. For some, this is like a very average small house, but like, for me, this is big. 13 hours, hell yeah. And I wanted again to have like this magic element, but also to make it look more formal in a way. Like, I don't know, this was my goal, and we have like this balcony outside for the Sim to go and have meetings. Something that I hate about this balcony is the fact that the fence gets cut off where the roof is, but I decided to say, you know what, freak that. This is the 2-story tower, which again is where the magic is at. We have on the first floor some, I don't know, like an apothecary, I think it's called. Generally like some stuff, magical stuff, decorative items. And then on the top floor, which has a mini balcony, we got the cauldron, because obviously we gotta have a cauldron. This is a spellcaster's house. This is the library tower. I really like it. I'm really happy with it. Like, I'm proud. I wanted so much to make something useful in these stars because in other cases I would just have them blank. I'm like, whatever. But like I really wanted to decorate them and give them some purpose. And I think I did it. And I'm happy. I think after that we will move to the backyard. Yes, okay. The backyard. As you can see, I had flattened the terrain and I added some rocks. I don't recall where these rocks are from, but they're on the debug menu. And I decided to kind of make it look like a cliff. Of course, on the left side, we have all of these trees to match kind of like with the background. And I was like a gazebo. So I searched Victorian backyards because I don't know what I was supposed to do with this house backyard. I mean, I didn't know what to do with this house in general, not only the backyard. So I found a lot of Victorian gazebos and I'm like, hell yeah. So I decided, you know what, we gotta have a gazebo. We have 2 kids in the house, let's have a swing set. I really wanted a more natural, if you will, like one with a nature swing set. But the other one we got was from Island Living and I felt like it was looking too highlandy, if that makes any sense. Okay, and this area, I didn't know how to make a patio because obviously I wanted an area for the Sims to be able to grill and barbecue and just sit. And I found something that was called Victorian trellis or garden trellis, which I had no idea what it was, but it's like a specific pattern of woods that they use in the backyard, and I tried to do that and it didn't work. And then I was like, okay, let's go simpler, and I used those things from the Romantic Garden and I just went really simple. I saw a lot of like Victorian backyards that they were using fireplaces, like outdoor fireplaces. I'm like, I like that. This is the only outdoor fireplace we got. I don't think it completely matches the style of the house, but you gotta do with, like, you gotta work with what you're given. And yeah, I mean, I just wanted a small functional area that the Sims could barbecue, and this was it. The pool, I am so proud of it. You didn't get to see it. It took me ages to do, because I wanted it, of course, the backyard is kind of on a cliff, so I wanted to make it kind of like an infinity overflowing pool, and I struggled so much. If you follow me on Twitter, I complained a lot about it and shared a lot of screenshots. I had a lot of trouble. I saw tutorials on how people make the infinity pools, and I wasn't happy with it, because you end up like with this gap that's like invisible wall, if you will, and it doesn't look good because you don't have like the water texture. Some people use, how are they called, windows to like cover that, but obviously I didn't think any of the windows matched, so I decided to use waterfalls from Spa Day and just I shrink them down and they have this blue effect that I think worked pretty well. You will see the pool in a close-up because I was really proud of it. I used the golden details rags from Get Famous to kind of match it with the rest of the house, because like if you search Victorian pools, you don't get much results to take inspiration from. But yeah, this is the house. I don't see myself doing a house again. Very soon, 13 hours, girl. No. I hate it. I don't know. But yeah, I'm pretty proud of how everything, like most of the rooms turned out. There's some rooms that I'm like, it's okay in comparison to some other rooms. But yeah, I'm pretty proud in general with how this whole thing turned out. I think it has many details and it's pretty well decorated and done. This is the attic area. Again, really proud of it. So if you want to download it, I will have uploaded to the gallery. Hopefully, not sure, because I'm pretty forgetful. So who knows? If you don't see a link in the description, just call me out in the comments and say, Bits, you haven't uploaded, please. I always forget, and people are like, oh, is this in the gallery? I'm like, Jesus freaking freak. This is not in the gallery. No, because I'm stupid. But yeah, I really hope you liked it. If you wanted to see more houses, I would love to know, because pretty much you're my inspiration, like the comments that I get from you. And yeah, this is everything. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope that you'll have an amazing day and take care. Bye.